In a stunning development that has sent shockwaves through the MotoGP paddock, Yamaha is preparing to give Toprak Razgatlioglu his very first taste of the highly anticipated Yamaha V4 prototype during a private test at MotorLand Aragon this Monday. The Turkish superstar, who has been a long-time Yamaha icon in World Superbike, is now edging closer to what could be the most significant transition of his career from WSBK dominance to MotoGP competition. The iconic MotorLand Aragon circuit will play host to a two-day private MotoGP test this Sunday and Monday, featuring two of Japan's biggest manufacturers, Yamaha and Honda. Yamaha has exclusively rented the circuit for the session, while Honda has joined to continue its developmental work, following an earlier testing campaign held in Malaysia just a fortnight ago. While the skies above Alcañiz are forecast to stay clear, early morning track temperatures are expected to hover around 12–13 degrees Celsius, gradually rising to a modest 17 degrees Celsius by afternoon. Such conditions could prove decisive as teams seek that perfect temperature window to gather meaningful data, especially vital when testing a brand new engine configuration. Yamaha will field two of its trusted test riders, Andrea Dovizioso, the seasoned Italian veteran, and Augusto Fernandez, who previously acted as a reserve rider during the Malaysian test. Fernandez is expected to return to racing action at next weekend's Valencia Grand Prix, the final round of the 2025 MotoGP season. Both Dovizioso and Fernandez have spent recent months focusing entirely on developing the new Yamaha M1 V4 project, the machine that will replace Yamaha's long-serving inline-4 engine for the 2026 season. Fernandez even had the opportunity to ride the V4 prototype in Malaysia and is scheduled to race it again as a wildcard entry at Valencia. For decades, Yamaha has been the only remaining manufacturer on the MotoGP grid using an inline-4 configuration, while rivals Ducati, Honda, Aprilia and KTM have long relied on the V4 layout for superior power delivery and corner exit performance. The decision to shift towards a V4 marked a monumental philosophical change for the Iwata-based marque. Pressure from Fabio Quartararo, Yamaha's factory star, has been a key catalyst in pushing the brand towards this transition. To aid the development, Yamaha brought in external engineering expertise, including Luca Marmarini, a former Ferrari and Aprilia engineer renowned for his experience with high-performance power units. This Monday will mark Toprak Razgatlioglu's first-ever test with the Yamaha V4 prototype. The reigning triple World Superbike champion will share the track with Dovizioso and Fernandez in what could be a historic day for both rider and manufacturer. The long-term plan is for the new V4-powered M1 to make its official MotoGP debut at the 2026 pre-season test in Valencia on the 18th of November 2025. That session will feature factory riders Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins, alongside satellite rider Jack Miller from the new Pramac Yamaha partnership and potentially Razgatlioglu himself, the Turkish phenomenon many fans are desperate to see make the leap into MotoGP. However, there's one looming concern: the weather forecast for Monday. Predictions suggest overcast skies and cooler temperatures, which could significantly reduce grip levels on the Aragon asphalt. Such conditions might complicate Razgatlioglu's debut with the V4, especially given the delicate nature of early prototype testing, where tyre temperature and feedback are critical. From a technical and strategic perspective, Yamaha's decision to involve Razgatlioglu at this stage is both bold and brilliant. Toprak's aggressive rear-wheel dominant riding style is remarkably different from Quartararo's smooth cornering approach, and this test could give Yamaha invaluable data on how adaptable their new V4 power delivery is across riding styles. Moreover, Yamaha's collaboration with Marmarini hints at a deeper desire to reinvent itself, not just to regain competitiveness, but to completely reimagine its MotoGP identity. For a brand once famed for its silky smooth cornering machines, The move to a V4 engine marks a shift towards rawer, more explosive performance, a territory long dominated by Ducati and KTM. If Razgatlioglu can harness that power and translate his trademark braking mastery into MotoGP machinery, Yamaha may well have found the missing ingredient to bring them back to title contention. The eyes of the MotoGP world will be fixed firmly on MotorLand Aragon this Monday as the next chapter of Yamaha's MotoGP story begins, and Toprak Razgatlioglu finally steps closer to his long-awaited debut in the Premier class. The Aragon test represents far more than just another development session. For Yamaha, it is a defining checkpoint in their pursuit to rebuild a machine capable of consistently fighting for podiums. The Japanese manufacturer has struggled in recent years to keep pace with the explosive acceleration and superior traction of Ducati's V4 engines. The introduction of Yamaha's own V4 marks the clearest signal yet that the company is ready to rewrite its MotoGP philosophy from the ground up. Behind closed doors, sources close to Yamaha have described the new V4 engine as a completely different animal, featuring a compact design aimed at improving mass centralization and throttle response. Engineers are reportedly working to strike a delicate balance between the M1's historical strength, its fluid cornering and stability, and the aggressive power delivery demanded by today's MotoGP landscape. Maintaining Yamaha's traditional rideability while gaining the brutal acceleration of a V4 will be one of the toughest engineering challenges in the team's modern era. For Toprak Razgatlioglu, this test isn't just about data gathering, it's a window into his MotoGP destiny. The Turkish rider has long been regarded as one of the most spectacular talents outside the Premier class, with his signature late braking and bike control often compared to legends such as Marquez and Casey Stoner. Yet despite several invitations in the past, Toprak has resisted a MotoGP move primarily due to Yamaha's lack of competitiveness. Now, with the new V4 project underway, that narrative could finally change. It is also worth noting how much trust Yamaha is placing in Razgatlioglu's feedback. His riding style is unlike any of the current Yamaha riders, a style that pushes the front end to the limit, thrives on heavy braking, and manipulates the rear tyre to rotate the bike mid-corner. If Yamaha can make a V4 that complements his aggression while staying controllable for smoother riders like Quartararo, it could be a game-changing step for the brand's development philosophy. Meanwhile, Honda's presence at Aragon adds another intriguing layer to the story. The Japanese giant has also been reworking its own V4 layout after years of handling issues with the RC213V. Both Yamaha and Honda are under immense pressure to return Japan to the top of the MotoGP world, after being overshadowed by the European revolution led by Ducati and Aprilia.